G'day folks, we're back for mission 3 to find the perfect bushcraft campsite. Let's get to it. So this is actually my second stop for the day. I went to another location which I thought looked good topographically. Drove in almost all the way to the spot where I wanted to pull up and got blocked by an SEC gate up in the high tension power line corridor there. So bit of a bummer. I really wanted to check out another site up there, but I've come back to a location that I was at on mission 2, slightly different. There was a gully that I really wanted to check out, but I just ran out of time, so I'm back today to check out that gully. And today I brought a friend with me. Bexy, come here. She's very excited to be out of the bush. I brought Dixie, the full-blood Australian Kelpie, with me. So I'm hoping that Dixie will accompany me on a lot of these missions and she'll enjoy the exercise out the bush. So we'll see how she goes today. Anyway, the reason I wanted to come back to this area because I just love the geology of the area. I mean, I guess the gold miners did too, hence why there's so much evidence of them through here everywhere. But I think it's mainly because of the ready availability of a lot of good building materials. Like there's a lot of granite. I think it's granite, but there are a lot of big rocks here. Also, it looks like there's really good evidence of good water availability, so we won't have too much of an issue sourcing water. The only thing is, and I did mention this on mission 2, that there is a lot of evidence of high use through here as well. So, i.e. the motorbike evidence that we saw last time. So hopefully we can get up past where those motorbike tracks end and find a really good spot in the confluence of two gullies. And I think we'll be able to find some nice flat ground there hopefully and be able to establish a good camp there. Looks like a bit of gal or iron pipe there that's been left over from the gold mining days too. Well, that sucks. I hadn't seen motorbike tracks for at least half a kilometre, and I thought, I'm getting up into the tighter bits of the gully, I should be right now. Well, back they are again. Well, I've still got a fair ways to go until I get to the little junction that I'm looking at on the map, so hopefully they'll dissipate again before we get there. Got some deer evidence passing through here. It only seems to be the one footprint though. I guess they've got a pretty long stride on them, so could have easily come flying through this creek bed and just left the one print. Isn't it funny how things just catch your eye sometimes that just seem to be unnatural? I was just walking through the creek bed down here and just out of the corner of my eye I spotted something. That looks like the remnants of someone's motorcycle goggles. Geez, I'm glad there wasn't a head attached to it. I'd say they tried to pass through this creek bed and had a stack when there was water in here and lost their goggles into the creek. And that's where they've stayed ever since. As you can see, it's starting to become fairly overgrown with blackberries and bracken. That's not such a bad thing. I actually think that's a good thing. It might stop a few people in their tracks. So we're getting kind of close to the little gully junction that I wanted to check out up here. There are still motorcycle tracks in the vicinity, and as you can see, we've got evidence of them being through here, but I've just got my fingers crossed that it's going to be fairly secluded where we're going. So I've just arrived at the little clearing that I scoped out on Google Maps, and it's very hard to tell obviously on Google Maps whether something's flat, but this quite obviously isn't flat. A nice big clear area though, but it drops off really quite sharply down to where the creek is. So there's one more gully intersection only just a little bit further up, and I think I'm going to have to make that my turnaround point for today because I'm running out of time, but I've got my fingers crossed that it is a nice little level patch down there, and might afford us a place where we can set up camp. You coming over? Or are you just going to dawdle? Come on. This way. Well, I just bush bashed through all of this blackberry here, and you can just see it is absolutely everywhere around here, which is a blessing and a curse, because for starters, no one in their right mind is going to want to bush bash through that to get up here, so we could possibly have our seclusion, but then it makes it terribly difficult for us to get around while we're up here as well. So, but the good thing is that I've found a relatively level, relatively clear patch of land up here, and I can hear water trickling somewhere over there, which is obviously a good sign. That's if I can get to it, of course. Good girl. There we go, down in there. So if I were to set up a camp here, I don't think the Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning would mind me clearing away some of this blackberry and bramble that's down here and cleaning out the area a little bit for a bit better access. But just as I just looked up then, there's something of a slight concern. Look at this tree here. It is just absolutely full of dead branches. I don't think the whole tree is dead, although it may be, but that is directly over the spot, the clear area of ground. Now today I decided to be a little bit lazy and bring my day pack with me. I've just been trying to train myself up in carrying the big pack, but I thought I'll give myself a break for today. But I just wanted to show you the detachable pouches that I got that are also the mole system that fit onto the day pack. So I guess you'd call these my grab bags, but what they do is they've actually got the mole system that connects to the bag, but when you undo this clip, you can just rip it off like that. So these things are good for like first aid kits, you know, your camp essentials, that sort of stuff. So whatever reason you might need to grab them and go quickly, you can just rip them off the bag, and then you've got something to go with you if you don't need to take the whole bag. So this one here is I use for my camera gear. So they're predominantly designed to be medical kits, but I've decided to purpose it as my my camera bag, so I can easily access all my camera gear. So it folds out like a soft first aid kit, and it's got all the cool little bungee straps inside where you can attach all the gear in so it doesn't fall out when you open the bag out. So got all the chargers, batteries, it's got little pouches, that's where I keep my camera batteries, and then there's other pockets inside as well. So this one is for my camera gear. Now the other one that I've got attached to the pack is for what I call the Camp Essentials bag. So unzip this one, what I've got inside there is pretty much everything I would need to, say, survive a night out. So I've got a flint for starting fires, a cigarette lighter, a knife, a pair of medical shears. I've got a water filtration system here, so I've got the Sawyer squeeze, and the bag that comes with the Sawyer squeeze. I've got a length of paracord that's woven up into a bracelet, and I've got some foil here. Say if I catch a fish or catch something to eat, or you know, you could use it as like a fire screen, something like that, or you could use it to cook on. So I've got that in there. Oh, and also I've got an emergency poncho in there as well, so if it starts to rain you can keep yourself dry, you don't get cold, that sort of thing. So and also a head torch as well, that's very handy to have that in there. So yeah, really handy piece of kit to be able to attach to your bag, that you can easily quickly detach from the bag and take with you should you need it. Well, I think that's as far as I'm going to go. Well, as far as I can get. It's getting pretty steep now, and the chances of finding flat ground are just pretty well slim now. So that will wrap up this third mission. Unfortunately, it's been relatively unsuccessful, but we'll keep trying. We'll go through a couple of other areas that I want to check out, but this area just keeps drawing me back because of the really nice geology and topography of the area. Like, it's not super dry like some of the other areas I've checked out. It's got good access to water. There's a lot of native rocks. There's a lot of rocks and dead fallen bark, and a lot of really good building materials that we can use to build a shelter. And you know, we're going to have good access to water, so we can stay out here for longer if we need to, or if we want to. And I just really like the area, so thanks Dix. Hop out of the way. Yeah. So we might try a couple of areas, but we'll keep this area in mind, of course, because it's really nice. It's fairly well accessible too, and I can get here fairly easily from home, but I mean, if it's accessible, other people can get here too, so we're not going to get that seclusion part that we want. So, but we'll keep trying. I think we need to put a bit of a deadline on this, otherwise we're just going to be searching the whole time and never actually getting into the bushcraft side of things. So I think we'll give it another couple of weeks, have another couple more recon missions, and I think Dixie will join me on those, and then we'll make a decision. We better get going home, eh? Come on. Good girl. Well, I don't think that mission was as fruitful as the other ones. I just wasn't happy with the quality of sites that I found today. So we're going to have to, as I said before, do a couple other missions and really try and find that ideal location. But it's good to get out and get some exercise in the process. So we'll keep on trucking on and do it all again. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, subscribe, hit the like button on the video, and see you out in the bush somewhere. Thanks, guys. See you later. miner's track again. Tell you what, they're kind of handy in some spots. Did you have fun? Yeah. Good girl, we'll do it again.